Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom, in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. I'm going to title it something good, but it's just going to be quick. I saw a video. It was something in my mind. And I'm going to start with this scripture. It says Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. Which is, who is the righteous? The Israelites. Alright. We are more excellent than the people that surround us. Because what? We are the Lord's people. But here's the point. But the way of the wicked seduces them. So the way of the wicked. Oh, you know what? That scripture just popped in my head. Let's get that real quick. The way of the wicked seduces the righteous. So keep that in mind. First Maccabees 1 and 11, I believe. Yep. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So, throughout history, we had always had Sambo type Israelites, right? That would sell out to the highest bidder and forget their laws, statutes, and commandments and make money, all right? Because this is what the video is about, to make money with the enemy, okay? And this particular video I want to show proves everything that we've been saying, through the spirit. And we at that point, and it's an old video. All right, I'm gonna title this show "Cash is no longer king." All right, Cash is no longer king. Cash has been being dethroned right now. How about that? For something that was established not so long ago, maybe what? Well, cash has been around in the U.S. for a while, but they had to use banknotes, and then the banknotes, then they give up their goods. When they finally gave up the goods of their gold, they was giving these banknotes, stating that this is how much they have in the bank. Well, 1975, Nixon said that the U.S. is not gonna, they're gonna take it off the gold standard, all right, because there was no gold. And ever since then, the U.S. dollar, all right, fiat currency, truly has less value than anything. Now so like I said, I'm gonna title the show "Cash is no longer king." So I'm gonna play. Forgive me if there's a commercial, but I found this very intriguing.
Sweden is fed up with cash. It's a hassle to carry around, it can easily be stolen or misplaced, and frankly, no one is using it anymore. 10 years ago, just about 40% of their population was paying with cash, and now, only 6%. So
I know second time I've seen this. So, they're talking about Sweden, but yet they keep showing the American dollars. What are they doing that for? Because this is what you call predictive programming. And you will hear how this man is doing his thing. And he could clearly tell you he's trying to sell this cashless society thing, hard body. Okay? They're trying to seduce people to this idea this is the best way to go. Which is going to lead to that, you know what? Revelation 13 and 16.
What's their answer? To go completely cashless by March of 2023. They're even planning...
Which, we in January 2023, 2 months. So Sweden is going to go straight cashless. All right? Cash no longer is going to be king. Cash is obsolete. Watch that episode in Twilight Zone, the obsolete man.
crypto called the e-kroner for use starting this year. Folks, this is happening, and it's happening fast. Time to learn about Sweden's cashless plans and discuss if this could become a worldwide trend.
And why is Sweden the leading force of this worldwide trend? That's what most of the elites deal in. They deal in Sweden. All right, Sweden is at top place. Okay, a lot of what you call them? What you call those people again? Temanites. All right, deal in Sweden. Sweden is one of the world's leading force of a lot of things. Okay, I forgot how it goes, but it was basically saying a lot of Germans moved to Sweden, like a lot of these top German scientists and geniuses and stuff like that. Sweden is that whatchamacallit. That's why Sweden has the World Bank, where everybody could put their money in. That Sweden bank is the most, if I'm not mistaken, probably the most secure bank in the world. Not really, because I believe they kicked somebody off their bank. If I'm not mistaken, it was the president of Venezuela. I could be mistaken. Forgive me. I didn't look it up when I was doing this, but it just kind of hit me. So Sweden is that blueprint. Okay, that's why they bombing the hell out of Ukraine, because Ukraine, they want to be the blueprint of the other thing, smart cities. So this is all part of Esau's plan, but let's go.
At first glance, it may seem like Sweden is out of its mind. After all, in the United States, people are still using cash pretty gosh darn frequently. One study from the Pew Research Center found that 70% of Americans still use cash for their purchases on a weekly basis. But hop across the Atlantic to the Nordic North, and you'll find a much different story. Sweden's usage of cash has dropped to a record low, and it continues to drop each year, all the way down to just 6%. Cards are being used for 58% of all payments, according to the Swedish Central Bank. And they also have revealed that 80% of the population currently carry plastic. The widespread use of cards over cash has even led to the majority of Swedish banks to stop letting customers withdraw or deposit cash at all.
Which is what? Total control. See, he's going to break it down. And once he break it down, you're going to be like, that's quite obvious, right? But he's going to paint the picture and try to justify the madness. This is all predictive programming. So Sweden, all of a sudden, which Sweden, majority of people in Sweden has that, you know what? All right, the CHIP. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Sweden is one of the world's least people that had that so-called plague, the juice. All right. So they're using other places as an example of how they want things to be. But when you hear this stuff, you're like, what the hell? Proving that this man's the devil, and this is all part of the plan that he had from the very beginning.
Branches have been steadily closing, and if for some reason a customer does need cash, their only choice is to head over to an ATM. The tables have been turning this way for quite some time. Back in 2012, the 6 largest banks in Sweden saw the trend coming and built Swish, an instantaneous mobile payment platform created for easy electronic payments. And everyone was on board. The people, government.
The people wasn't on board. They're being forced to. This is not no voluntary work. They're being forced to. When you take away options, then the people do whatever they want. The way of the wicked seduces them. I'm not saying those people over there are righteous, but it's like massive seduction that's taking place all over the place. All right?
And banks, they all loved it. And this convenient little app has become the standard for mobile payments. Over half of the population currently uses it. Now, with all this change to digital, one of your first thoughts may be, hey, how in the heck do kids use money? How do they buy ice cream or a new bicycle? How do they run down to the candy store for a lollipop? Check this out. Swedish banks issue debit cards to children starting at age 7. Currently,
So they groomed the little bastards. All right, from the very beginning. This is part of the elite's plan. So they grooming everybody. This is the future. All right, this is the future. This is how they want things to be done. Everybody be on board. Well, those that that's still alive, okay, is gonna be on board with whatever they do. The things they man, let me let this.
You take into account the nation receiving debit cards once you're age 7 and up. That means 97% of the population has a debit card. It's already been theorized that cash and coins will be put on display in museums so that children growing up will at least know what in the heck Puff Daddy is talking about when he says it's all about the Benjamins, baby.
And that's why I brought out First Maccabees 11, because these are the sellouts of Israel. All right, and he used one of the worst pieces of shit in Israel. All right, because all these entertainers that are celebrities in the society they're the lowest of the people. All right, they're the lowest of the low. They sold out. So he's basically saying that cash is going to be something that's going to be in the museums. And another good film that comes to mind is Batman. The Dark Knight, when the Joker took all the cash from the mob and he made a pyramid out of it and he burnt it. So they basically telling the world, we are going to destroy the current money, which they are doing right now in the United States. They're burning dollars so no longer could be circulated, so that way everybody could get to that CBDC. So like I said, this video was put up a year ago. 2023 March is 2 months from now. Cash is dead, and it's gonna keep showing you.
Truly, money in its physical form is looking to be a thing of the past, and this reality is going to be here sooner than you could ever think. So, what are the pros and cons of moving a society in this direction? Surely there must be many benefits, but clearly there's some pretty obvious disadvantages. What's the scoop here? The pros look a little something like this. Bank robberies will go to 0. Makes sense, right? There won't be anything to steal. Counterfeiting money will be non-existent as well, and drug and weapons markets will be greatly reduced. In the United States, illegal drugs are a $320 billion industry, and illegal weapons are estimated to be a $1 billion industry as well. Imagine being able to shrink those markets. Honestly, maybe the US should take some notes from Sweden. There will also be...
He said, in the way he's making it sound like the world's not going to be involved. This is a worldwide event. All right? They're taking away the option that people have. They're taking away everything so they can monitor and control every single person. This is the goal of the elites, man. And I know this guy who's talking, he's part of this. He's part of the problem as well. What? Seriously, what benefits are there? There's no benefits. None. First, the money itself is not even worth what it is worth. But then now you want to monitor every single person, what they're spending on. And the shit that you're buying is not good for you. So there's no benefits. It's all about control. It's all about power over people. Which...
way less tax avoidance in a society with an entirely digital currency.
Say way less tax. That's total control. All right. The taxes that's being taken from the people is illegal. So now they can even go into your account and take all your assets. All right. This is a true definition of a dystopia. All right.
And get this, there will be way less petty crime too. No more pickpockets, because there's no money in people's pockets. And certainly, small business owners will feel more safe as well, as there won't be any cash in their cash registers. In fact...
So he basically said, no more pickpockets. So that's going to justify that society should function correctly. If not, that's why he's saying it, right? Nobody should be out there stealing anything. If everybody has something, right? Which nobody's gonna have nothing because the people that gives you something that doesn't exist is gonna be controlling you. It's gonna control what you do, how you do things, and ultimately the device that they're gonna put in people is gonna ultimately control their mind, their spirit. All right, the digital ool is right around the corner, and Sweden is gonna be first.
Don't take our word for it. Here's a quote from Christopher Lube, a general manager of a restaurant and ecological food company in Stockholm that just so happened to stop accepting cash a year ago. He said, "It's good for both the guests and for us. It saved us a lot of time in that we don't have to count cash anymore. There's hardly been any reaction. Almost everybody has the alternative payment method, a credit card. But there's..."
Which, another thing about what that guy just said was so idiotic. Then that's the point of they don't need you to work, period. Everything's going to be done digitally. AI. They don't need you to calculate anything. See the stupidity behind everything that these people are trying to say that's good for the world? What they're saying is good for the world is absolutely the wrong thing. Lord didn't create man to oppress other men like this. Lord gave money. He gave the idea of bartering, all these other things for equal things, man. But this man, here he is, he wants to take over everything. The way you function, and like this clown, Yuval, whatever it's talking about. Yeah, we could never monitor people when they go to the bathroom. Now we can monitor people. Like, why you want to know what the hell people doing in the bathroom? But this is the mindset of the devil. This is the mindset.
Certainly are some downsides to this move as well, and we got them for you right here. Cons to a cashless society include the struggle that many retirees, people with disabilities, and newly arrived refugees will face. These demographics aren't always as familiar with new technology, and imagine being new to the country and not being able to access a digital wallet. You'd be out of luck with even the most mundane purchases, which includes using the toilet. Oh yes, this is...
Oh yes, yeah, they went there. So even the use of using the toilet. Did I just say about this guy, Yuval? And this is what they're doing in Sweden. Look how much this man's a devil, bro.
Real thing. Using a public toilet in Sweden can cost as much as 10 kroner. That's about $1. And if you can't...
So you gotta use the bathroom. You have to pay to use the bathroom. I'm gonna say that again. If you need to use the bathroom in Sweden, you have to pay to use the bathroom in Sweden. You're just better off going out in the woods and taking a shit. This shit is out of control, man. This is why the Lord got to destroy this man. Everything that he does is not for the benefit of mankind, so to speak. It's for the oppression and the destruction of mankind. Even to use public bathroom, you have to pay.
Pay for it. You ain't using it. There are also concerns of the lack of freedom of choice with this move to digital currencies. Some citizens simply depend on cash, and if it's gone, well, it seems like they'll just be out of luck.
Which is that's the spirit, because I was gonna stop it there. Which is gonna be the majority of people, because everybody depends on cash, which is the majority of the people. Then everybody's asked out. This is all about control. That's all this is about. The control. All right. Psalms 64. And as I'm doing this, every brother's doing it anyway. A form of video of MOTB, because these are the reasoning what they're doing. Psalm 64 and 1, it says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." All right? "Who with their tongue like a sword have bent their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." So this is the counsel of the wicked that's being displayed right there. All right? Where did he get this madness idea to do something so crazy. This is they think that they tank. Sorry, I can't even say it right now. All right, and this is what they doing, and this is what they plan to do throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Micah 2:1, it says, "Woe unto them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So they pass these laws in these different states, all right, different countries and so forth, so that way they could oppress the poor. That's what it's all about. The end game is to oppress the poor. Isaiah 10:1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and not right grievousness which they have prescribed." And that's grievous, because that means that everybody got to be part of the Internet of Things. All right? You cannot function without having one of these devices in you. They started out with regular cash. They introduced the world to credit cards. And everybody's in a credit-based system. Okay? Which is another form of what's that other damn word I'm looking for? Socialism. All right? Which they're doing in China. They use socialism as a control mechanism to check to guess people's greatest performance and so forth, and how they function in society. So these are the things that they've been doing, and they all in cahoots together. All these nations are in cahoots together. The difference is now they just try to say who's going to do it better. That's what the scripture says. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Because they really think they're going to be the rulers of the world to come, and pass these wicked, evil laws to destroy the poor. All right? It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. So the Lord's not concerned about the world, but he's worried about his people. So these laws that's being passed are going against the poor of this world. Okay? Just give me, let's see real quick. James 2:5. Oh, sorry. 6. But ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich man oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? So is the rich that oppresses the poor, that crushes the poor. So these laws are not for the benefits of your local, your regular person. These laws are only benefits for the elites, so they could control the masses of the people. And the best way they could control them is by taking away the one thing that people has been using for since the beginning of time, a form of cash. All right, because money has always been gold, silver, livestock. Okay, you could barter with certain things with that. There's now he's taking away those rights to oppress the poor, which leads us to this. Revelations 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which the image of the beast is what? It's NATO EU, which was the former thing of the Roman Empire. All right, that true image of the Roman Empire, which was the New World Order. Okay, it says that the image of the beast should both speak, and what is this image doing now? It's speaking. It's speaking to control the masses of people, and has caused that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So those who don't want to be part of the program are going to be destroyed. All right, this is why you have, I brought up China, because that's what they're doing. If you don't fit into society the way they want you to fit, which they determine if you're a good person or not, then you're asked out, and eventually you're going to be killed. All right, that's a dystopia. People are going to be killed because they don't fit the program how society wants them to fit. That means that when their government, whichever government tells you one child per household, and you have more than one, you have to get rid of the others. You're gonna have to do it. Okay, I'm just using an example. I'm not saying they're gonna do that. They're gonna get rid of people anyway. But it's all about total control. And eventually, this is gonna happen. He causeth all, but small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or in their forehead. So forget about the credit card or your what is it called, Apple Pay on your phone. This is all hogwash. This is all the introduction of this particular verse, because the scripture says mark, which is the charagma, which is a physical thing, something that is physically put into your right hand or in your forehead, which you cannot function in a society that they deemed to function. There's a lot of stores, Amazon stores, that you can just walk in, and seemingly you're not buying anything. You're just taking stuff, but you're being charged for that. So they're making things convenient. That's why the scriptures. That's why I started out with that scripture. It said, the way of the wicked seduceth them. All right, and the scriptures also said that roughly paraphrasing it, that a way of a man is right, something like that, but it's not right. I'm roughly paraphrasing, not too sure. So let me keep going. It says, in verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. So it means that you cannot function in a society if you can't purchase things, all right? Because the society of today, you can't grow nothing. That's going to be illegal. So they're going to want you to be dependent on what they give you. So you have to buy, or you're the seller. You can't go out there and hustle, okay, without their control. So that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's not talking about sleeping with white women. It's not talking about all that nonsense, sin. It's literally talking about something physically being put in people, all right, that worship this system, this cashless system. It's bad enough the money that we have is monopoly money, but now they want to take that monopoly money from the people and give them more fake money. That's what you call total control. It says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 scores and 6. So this particular man is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, the devil on the planet Earth. This is all part of their plan from the very beginning to make this society a cashless society, so they can monitor everybody. That's why they made a big thing about Bitcoin and a lot of black things, black market and Bitcoin, and you could purchase whatever, and they had a whole bunch of everybody get some Bitcoin, get Litecoin and all this good stuff. All that was for nothing, because all is going to lead to that C-hip, that charagma. All right. So this devil played the world to the T. That's what the scripture says. Matter of fact, since I said that, I'm going to end it off in this. Maybe back at Revelations 12:9, I believe. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, which devil means Diablo, in the Greek and in the Latin, which means slanderer. All right? And Satan, which means adversary, which deceiveth the whole world. So he did not just deceive the whole world in his image, all right? Rewriting history, that's another deception of the whole world. But one of the main deception of the whole world is how they function in society, one, and how they exchange goods for other goods. He completely mangled that. He completely destroyed that. So now he's gotten to the point where people are going to do what he wants them to do. And he's going to control everything. So the deception, of course, it has to do with his image, physical image, how he looks, how he's benevolent, like he's God himself. All right. So if he is a God, and he tells you cash is no good, there's germs on cash, wouldn't that the people listen to their God? If their God said, you know, you don't have to worry about carrying cash with you. We trust you. We'll give you whatever you want, you know, to do that. That's part of the deception. All right. There's a plethora of things why this man's a devil. He said he was cast out into the earth and his angels were cast out with him. Because when Yahushua comes back, Michael and his angels, they're going to destroy Esau within an hour. Nothing. Make light work of them. Okay? Because this man has a God complex. And we're seeing that, which I'm going to end it off on this. Isaiah 14 to the point. Yeah. Wow. Isaiah 14:5. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. So that, which means there's power. The Lord's about to break their power. All right. Who smote the people in wrath with a continuing stroke. So the key word here is stroke, I believe. Yeah. The Hebrew word is makah. Blow, wound, slaughter. Blow, stripe, beaten, scourging, wound, slaughter, defeat, conquest, plague. So he's a continuing stroke. All right. So he's continuously beating down the people to oblivion. He's crushing his own citizens. He's taking away their rights. And he's telling them, taking away their rights and have them believe that they still have rights, while he takes away more of their rights. So he could crush them even further, because this is truly the oppressing city. You know? It says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So he's ruled the world in anger with fierce, harsh punishment, draconian laws, man. And one of the main things the Lord designed man to do is not to be just regular followers, so to speak, or rights be taken away from them. But Esau has done all that. You can't even grow your own food. He's trying to tell you what to eat. All right? That's all part of the persecution of the people of the earth. That's what the scripture says in Proverbs. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the people are mourning now. And now this man was going to take more rights from them. You already have people that has less than nothing. Now they're about to have nothing. That's why Carl Schwab said, he said, you shall own nothing and be happy. And no, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be out of your goddamn mind on meds. All right? It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Because when the world's going to be at rest is when you be taken out of power. All right? Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us. The literal trees and the nations, because all the nations are following this man's master plan. All right, hell from beneath is moved for thee. At that coming, it is stirred up the dead for thee, even on the chief ones of the earth. It shall have raised up from their throne all the kings of the nations. So these nations eventually going to have their own, but they're still going to have to pay tributary to us. But Esau's not going to have shit. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, but thou also become weak as we, but thou become like unto us. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vows, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. It means the corrosion, the society is crumbling. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? We look up the word Lucifer, is halal, which means the king of Babylon. All right? So the king of Babylon is going to be thrown down. So who's the king of Babylon? Esau, Edom, mainly the elites, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, and so forth. They are the Luciferians of the world. All right? That brings dark light, which is no light, to the world. Because the Lord did not design the system to be the way it is right now. And the Esau, in their stupidity, believe that they had the rights, and their way has always been the right way. Now you're going to see the ultimate end game, how this man really wanted the things to be done. All right? It says, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, that has said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, which is talking about sitting over Israel, which are also the stars of the Lord. But they literally have satellites. They literally have be able to fight planes, helicopters, and so forth. Because the heavens is not just in space. The heavens are the skies as well. All right. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Meaning what? You get this. They want to see everything. They want to do everything. All right. And have people bend to their will. So this man has a God complex. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So despite all these great planning, using Sweden as an example of the world to come, and all this is all that for nothing, because all of it is going to come to an end. So with that being said, we brothers, edify, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel, shalom.